It began like any other late September morning in Chengdu, the bustling capital of Sichuan Province. Commuters filled the streets, school children hurried beneath their umbrellas, and the city hummed with its usual rhythm. But by mid-morning on September 20th, that rhythm collapsed into chaos as one of the most violent rainstorms in recent memory descended upon the metropolis. What followed was not just another seasonal downpour. It was a deluge that battered the city's defenses, shattered infrastructure, and exposed the fragility of one of China's fastest-growing urban giants. From the break of dawn, dark clouds rolled in with ominous weight, and the heavens opened without mercy. Districts such as Jinjiang, Wuhu, and Qingyang were battered by relentless sheets of rain. What began as heavy showers quickly escalated into an unrelenting torrent. Meteorological stations across the city lit up with alarming figures. 12 reported extreme rainfall, 35 logged sustained downpours, and in People's Park, the unthinkable happened. 185 millimeters of rain fell in just a few hours. That figure, equivalent to nearly a month's worth of rainfall compressed into a single morning, transformed Chengdu into a city drowning in its own streets. Sidewalks vanished beneath swirling currents. Intersections turned into shallow lakes, and daily life screeched to a halt. The storm could not have chosen a worse time. The heaviest rains struck during peak daytime activity, when roads were packed with cars, buses, and motorcycles. Within minutes, footage began flooding social media. Videos showed cars bobbing helplessly in chest-high water, buses tilted sideways as engines failed, and subway stations engulfed by torrents rushing down staircases like waterfalls. The city's lifelines, its underground tracks, arterial boulevards, and transport corridors were brought to their knees. Passengers huddled in dimly lit subway tunnels as water seeped through ceilings. Drivers abandoned their vehicles, wading through murky waters with briefcases held high above their heads. Questions surged faster than the floodwaters. How resilient was Chengdu's much-celebrated public transit? Could the city truly withstand the era of extreme weather that scientists had long warned about? By mid-afternoon, the Chengdu Meteorological Observatory issued its most dreaded signal, a red alert for heavy rain, the highest tier of warning. Forecasts painted a grim picture. Several districts were expected to endure more than 120 millimeters of rainfall in the next 3 hours alone. For low-lying neighborhoods and densely packed city centers, the danger was clear and present. Visibility plunged, winds driven by the rain lashed high-rises with deafening force. Emergency crews raced against time, hacking open drainage channels, diverting flows, and battling against the relentless surge. But the storm was no longer a mere weather event. It was an urban crisis of staggering scale. In response, authorities escalated the situation to a level 3 flood emergency. The city of more than 20 million moved into survival mode. 28 municipal rescue teams, 280 men and women, deployed into the field. They were joined by 50 district-level units, adding another 520 responders. Nearly 800 emergency workers spread across the waterlogged metropolis, ready to evacuate, deliver relief supplies, and stabilize collapsing infrastructure. Daylight gave way to a city glowing with flashing sirens. Rescue boats roared through boulevards where cars once glided. Loudspeakers echoed across neighborhoods, urging residents to seek higher ground. Volunteers linked arms to guide the elderly and children through waist-deep waters. In the distance, helicopters hovered, scanning for stranded communities cut off from the rest of the city. According to Zhou Wei, chief forecaster at the Sichuan Meteorological Observatory, this catastrophe was no isolated storm. It was part of a sprawling weather system that had gripped southwestern China for days. Rivers swelled to their breaking points, hillsides soaked to instability, and the threat of landslides grew menacing. In Sichuan's rugged terrain, where villages cling to mountainsides and roads snake across precarious cliffs, the risks were multiplying by the hour. The rainstorm was not merely a natural incident. It was a warning shot, a manifestation of a new climate reality that respects no boundaries and shows no mercy. Beyond the immediate panic, the deluge ripped away the veneer of modernity that Chengdu's skyline often projects. Decades of rapid urban expansion had left the city vulnerable. Green spaces once capable of absorbing rainfall had been paved over, in favor of shopping complexes, high-rises, and highways. The city's drainage systems, though upgraded in recent years, simply could not match the ferocity of the storm. The result was devastating. Residential blocks became islands cut off by floodwaters. Business districts, normally buzzing with commerce, turned into ghostly lagoons. Transportation arteries, the veins of Chengdu's economy, were severed, halting commerce and choking supply chains. The economic toll, though not yet fully measured, promises to be immense. Aerial footage later revealed a haunting landscape. Major boulevards disappeared beneath rivers of rainwater. Bridges showed visible cracks and damage, while entire communities sat stranded, their access roads submerged. For officials, the challenge was twofold: repairing the critical arteries that keep the city alive, and bracing for yet another wave of rainfall that forecasts warned could arrive in the coming days. Analysts spoke bluntly: recovery would be slow. If storms persisted, disruptions could drag on for weeks, if not longer. The city was locked in a tense battle against nature, and the outcome was far from certain. Chengdu's storm was more than a local disaster. It was a snapshot of a global crisis unfolding in real time. Around the world, extreme weather events are arriving with greater force and frequency. Floods in Europe, hurricanes in the Americas, wildfires in Australia. Each one chips away at the illusion that human systems are prepared. The September 20th deluge underscores what experts have long insisted: resilience is no longer optional. Smarter urban planning, stronger infrastructure, and community preparedness are no longer future goals. They are urgent necessities. Chengdu's ordeal is a lesson, a case study in what happens when cities outgrow the very systems designed to protect them. Amid the statistics and aerial images, it was the human stories that etched themselves most deeply into memory. A mother clutching her child as rescue workers ferried them across a flooded street. An elderly man carried on the back of a volunteer through knee-deep water. Strangers forming chains to pull one another from submerged vehicles. In the face of crisis, the people of Chengdu showed resilience and solidarity. But for many, September 20th will be remembered less for heroism and more for the terrifying realization of vulnerability. The sense that beneath the steel and glass of a modern city, survival still hinges on forces far beyond human control. As the waters receded into the night, Chengdu was left scarred, shaken, but standing. For the city's millions, September 20th, 2025 will be etched as the day the skies opened and unleashed their fury. For those watching from afar, it was a chilling reminder. Adaptation is not a choice, resilience is not optional, and storms must never be underestimated. Stay vigilant, stay safe, and never forget, the next storm may already be on its way.
Ребят, меня